Hey there, and welcome back to Expert Challenges, an educational monster train series where we get a divine victory on every expert challenge. Look at us go, that's the plan. So we are trudging forward. As I recall, the previous episode was. I like to think of this as your free space in a bingo card because it's essentially, our previous one was, let me pull it up, homework, which is just another way of saying you don't get combat previews, so play a normal run of Monster Train. Okay, fair enough. We did that. I ended up playing a very normal Thornlord 2 Strangler 1 Windleton run. Part of the reason I did this approach is actually, I think it makes a lot of sense when you think about it, is that you don't want to have to run the math yourself. It's a really dumb expert challenge in this sense because you have to make sure you're not going to lose or that enemies aren't going to walk on you. It's easy to overlook the state of a floor when you don't have previews. So you just kind of solve that problem by never letting anything walk past you, and as long as you don't die, it's fine. We did that with Strangler. That's why. We ended up having a Guard of the Unnamed infused double multi-striking plus 25 nameless siren with alongside Windleton, which did great. There was an Ascend Old Magic in there and a pretty nuts Capricious Reflection as well. The run ended up being very solid. Now we're moving on to kind of a fun run, actually. Steward snack. So let me review this for you. It says, powered up stewards that you won't want to play. You start with advanced prototype and an extra 2 train stewards. That gives you 6 starting train stewards. That's a lot to deal with. But then you also have a simple plan. Non-champion units cost 2 additional Ember, and you start with sketches of salvation. This means that you desperately want to, 1, have a few things in mind. Let's think about this from the perspective of what your problems are. The things that immediately threaten your run are playing units. Cool, we can avoid some of this, right? We want to avoid melting, for sure. Tombs, imps, right out. You don't want to be playing any of these things that are going to require 2 to 3 Ember to play. It's not worth it. It's very hard to handle. Okay, so that's fair. Now some other options, things that we want to care about. We have sketches of salvation. Okay, that tells me right away that you need to play Wurmkin with this, in my opinion. My honest opinion here is you must play Wurmkin because it is the clan that best capitalizes on an opening sketches like this. So let's just start with that. You're going to have Wurmkin somewhere. Now, I do genuinely believe here in this particular instance that Chief is stronger than Echo, right? But it depends a little bit on how we want to approach this from a champion perspective, right? There are a lot of things to keep in mind. Fade's not great here because it's going to be hard to fit Fade on my sketches floor. So you're going to have a challenge with Fade. Primordium, same issue. So what you really want is a champion that can stand alone pretty well. Normally I would say something like, Shardtail Queen would be good, but Queen Zimpling is terrible here. So it's actually a bit dicey. So Chief is a pretty reasonable thought though, because if I can find any kind of ascend descend, I can use Corruptor and go crazy here. There certainly are some options. You have to play Hellhorned. Obviously, that gives you Imps, a little bit of a downside there. Some of those cards are kind of unplayable, but Hidden Passage, Tiresome Climb, both options. You could do the same with Melting, right? You can do the same with Melting. The nice thing about Melting is if you go with Primitive Molds, any unit that dies comes back costing 0 because of the reform functionality, so you can bypass some of the challenges here. So one thing that you might consider, this is a reasonable choice here. Spine Chief, right? And then we hope for something like a Drip Fall that allows us to drop Chief onto the main floor. Certainly good. I will tell you right now that having sketches advanced prototype makes you extremely strong in the early game to such a degree that I don't think you really need to fear about bad champions. You could run something like Sentient here and just crush, absolutely crush. So that's something to keep in mind as well. This is a bit, I think there's a lot of options here. I think we've talked through all of the super relevant parts to this. The salient ones are really, we want to capitalize on sketches, so Wurmkin is a must, and otherwise having some kind of ascend descend is going to be valuable, I think. So yeah, I think this is a pretty reasonable setup. I'm happy to have primitive molds. They weaponize those train stewards in a big way. And I'm happy to have Fracture because it's a ping, and also Chief exists and Wurmkin. This is probably what I'm going to go with. I could see arguments for a lot of other things, but I think this is okay. So yeah, one other thing I actually considered before starting this, I will talk about it. I was considering a sentient start with secondary Wurmkin with echo breaks, because you can just drop sentient on a low floor with spikes or cultivating and then cruise. And then this gives you really good infusions into your Wurmkin units, right? You have Animus of Will as well as Animus of Speed if that becomes relevant. So you've got a lot of good options. This, I think, is also pretty good here, being honest. It's a lot less reliant on finding the actual dripfall in order to get Chief on the floor, but it's worth noting if you end up on a Decayer path, Chief can kind of just chill downstairs anyway. So I am going to go with the Reform angle and Chief here, but I do think that the Sentient plus Echo Breaks is a strong line as well. And I think that's about as much as I need to cover on this particular intro. I think that hits on the two best clan combos for this particular expert challenge. And we're just going to pick this one because I think it's a little more consistent because you have a much stronger champion in general. And Decayer can certainly set up a very powerful sketches floor, no problem. So yeah, I think that's the plan. Cool. So as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's see what we get out of Steward stack. This one's kind of fun. I actually like this one. It's one of the few that I do not immediately hate. This is correct, right? Yes. Primitive mold is a very important selection here. If you accidentally click dregs, you're going to be completely miserable. Alright, hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing okay. Not terribly much to report. Feeling pretty alright. It is a bit of the weekend for me, so that's cool. And yeah, just recording some Monster Train. I did not record much at all last week for me. When this is in real life versus when this is for you. Changes all the time. But basically, I just didn't get a chance to. I was so busy with other things. So I've recorded, I think, 7 to 8 episodes this weekend. It has been a lot of Monster Train. I started very high energy, and right now I'm kind of just cruising through it as best I can. But I do have to catch up. It's important to have that backlog. Otherwise, I get to the state where I get a really busy weekend and suddenly I don't have episodes for the entire week. And that's a big bummer, so I try to avoid it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get in on it. Let's see. We're default Wurmkin, Exile Melting. As I mentioned, we're facing Plating Seal Daedalus, Curse, Fell, and Patient Seraph. This is actually a really dicey set of enemies. Patient is devastating potentially to Sketch's lines, very threatening to Chief on the solo floor as well. And then Curse Fell forces us to address her in an odd way as well. And let's be clear, I rolled into Bogflies in my opener, which get mega nerfed because of the Expert Challenge modifiers. So these Bogflies are cripplingly weak and cause me major problems. This is actually a very bad start for me. So we'll see, but here we are. We do have Bogflies, awful opener, Purifying Cleanse, and Power of Knowledge. Both of these are okay at best. Bogfly is a real detriment to this run. That's 2 additional units I have to figure out how to cut, which is awful. Truly bad. Ugh, 2 Ember Bogfly. That's rough. Let's look ahead. We have temples on 2, 3, 4. Wow, all early temples. Well, the game really hates me, as it turns out. It's awful because this is truly, Bogfly is one of the worst openers here. Of course, I could have hit either of the tombs as well, and that would have been pretty bad, but woof. Any other card would have been better than Bogflies here. It's so rough. Alright, well, we have 3 temples. Let's see. Nothing else special. We're only going to 100 shards, thankfully. The dupe on 8 is Magic Side, nothing good there. Trinket Shop with nothing fancy on 7. There is a Steel Shop and Hoard there with some money, sure. Magic and Steel on 6. Magic has Vortex, Steel has a Cave. Magic only on 5 with the Vortex present. It's a pretty good Magic Shop. Competes with a Hellvent and a Cave. It's okay, right? It's fine. Where are my dupes here? Dupe on 8, dupe on 5. This is really rough. We at least have a Wurmkin banner early and double steel shops. The hope being I need to find a good Wurmkin unit and upgrade it ASAP. And then I have to essentially tunnel vision the removals fast. Ring 4 does have a good number of those. We have a Remnant Banner, Vortex, and Horde. It's a pretty good combo, even if I miss a shop. But the one thing to keep in mind, if I completely whiff on both steel shops here, I think we're maybe DOA, dead on arrival. This is a pretty rough opener for this expert challenge. And we should be prepared for just like an auto loss, essentially, because of how bad this opener is. We'll see what we roll into. I do have the Wurmkin banner on 2 with the steel shop and a second steel shop that I can use. So hopefully we don't completely whiff. There are a lot of drafts that will kill me here. Memorial Fund, Golden Vault. It's definitely Golden Vault of these two. We're strong enough that I'm not that concerned. Corruptor and Decayer. I'm probably going to take Decayer here. With this tough of an opener, I'm going to be playing an uphill battle for a while. Yeah, I think it is Decayer here. We'll take this Horde. We're definitely strong enough to get around it. First Hell Pact. I don't think so. I do like Winged Steel here. Draw is good, as it turns out. We'll take it. It's a draw relic. I mean, what can we do? We can't say anything bad about it. I'll take the unit draft. I want to see if I can find Wurmkin units that are big. Big Wurmkin unit good. We drop downstairs. We just kind of mega reap here and chill. Cool. Easy. Reap once upstairs. Mega train steward business. I don't actually mind if Chief burns out or whatever, so this is a pretty straightforward floor. I guess I'll play a train steward, right? I might as well get the other one out, sure. We will heal up Chief, and then drop a bunch of damage. Yeah, we actually get the kill here, no problem. Win on bottom floor, thanks largely to Mr. Train Steward Man, but a very clean combat. I mean, we have advanced prototype as an opener. It's hard to go wrong with it. Purple Bogfly, terrible. Hosting Kin is probably the choice if I'm taking anything. Echo Infusion's not bad. I guess I'll grab the Echo Infusion. It's health. Sure, I'll take it. Yeah, here you go. Draft, Entombed Explosive, both costing 3. We skip that for sure. Yeah, Shard Soul Carver, Snap Click. Great news. Okay, we're going to Steel Shop. I'm going to be trying to be as methodical as possible here. Endless Burnout 1. How bizarre. First of Kin. My guy's 5 Ember. I'm going to sell this because I already have the Carver. I would rather self-infuse. We're going to re-roll the shop. There's a chance I could find a multi-strike I can afford. A large stone is actually super doable here and pretty decent. So I'm going to take the large stone. Now I need to take and get money somehow. So if there's a money trial coming up, we're going to click it. Spell Chain. It's good to take it, but we're not solidified yet. I think we skip this. I need to find an infusion that's worthwhile. Mark of Invasion. I definitely take damage for this. 100% I take damage for this, but this is damage. This is damage I'm okay taking. I had to look at my health. I have spent most of my money, so Golden Vault doesn't spend anything. Kind of interesting. I'm going to do this. Cool. So we just play big, huge guy upstairs, pretty much. Actually, we could put Chief upstairs. We just put the Carver downstairs. Although, Carver, I mean, what I'm going to actually do is go upstairs and play the... Yeah, we play it like that. And I can't play any of my other stuff, but that's okay. Because of the 3 space. The Train Stewards will hard carry for quite a while here, fortunately. And I can just reform anything else that comes up. Which is pretty cool. I get the Collector as well, which I like. The Train Stewards are able to do a lot of good work here. play out a Steward somewhere. I decided against it. This is fine, right? Yeah, I can do a reform here, and we get Stew back. He's free, which is good. I don't mind that Steward dying, so I can take another reform and be okay. We clear up top, no problem. It's a lot of damage here. Go ahead and reap the guys in back. We easy win this combat. Yeah, we rolled very poorly, but Train Steward, as it turns out, is still very strong. Easy win on middle here. Got the clear. Yeah, just press end turn. Okay. We get past ring 2. Great. I get some money. Also great. Proclamation is not bad. It's purple at least. I'll take that potentially. It is damage as well. I think I should grab Proclamation for some actual damage here. It also uses magic power a little better. Yeah, we grab this. Draft. I really don't think Draft is great. Really, I mean, it's not bad to put that in the Carver and then have to reform this goon every so often, but it's not what you want for a Sketches run. I'm going to skip this. Second Draft, I think we are skipping there. I'm going to either hunt for an infusion, or I could dupe and self-infuse. The downside is I don't get a chance at a multi-strike. It's really just find multi-strike or bust here, which is kind of an unfortunate circumstance. Obviously, the draft could have helped with this, but I genuinely think that it makes the run harder because you don't have space for your units to keep playing them. So I think the angle is we give up the ghost on this. Ooh, the tough thing is that I really want to have... There's a big chance if I hit a multi-strike here that the dupe on 5 is critical. I then get some chances, right? 6 and 7 have steel shops. I think I'm going to go left and just try to hit. This is what I consider reasonable. All right, we actually do hit, which is amazing. Carver is good to go. We're then going to come in here to the temple. Plus 30. I could make Proclamation just bomb something. I think the Tenon Piercing is better, though. So we'll take that. You could do both and then have an X5. But if they show me an X5, I'm straight up X5ing the Carver anyway, so I don't really care. We're going to go ahead and go to the Caverns. Build a card. Regen, no, for sure not. Rage is going to fall off. I'll take Armor. Okay. Armor Ascend. Alright, now we're cooking, right? We're super cooking. Armor Ascend, and then Money. This is a very weird card, but it can get Chief on the floor, which means that the Reap is now protected. Which is great, because I would love to Inspire in the same place for both units. So that's amazing. We're going to grab that for sure. Is this intrinsic? No, it was Tenon Piercing. And I've already taken it. Okay, so that's pretty excellent, actually. We're pretty happy with that. It means I can get Chief in the floor eventually, and if I see an intrinsic, we're even better off. Anyway, I'm going to purchase a removal on Bogfly here, because this is bad enough, and I want to avoid these units coming out. This is worth enough to me to cut stuff here. Yeah, that's just true. And we move on. 25 shards, I think we can reasonably solve this run, even if we whiff on the sketches here. Just gotta stay a little low. Ah, he's on the floor. Exceptional. And I can actually elevator Chief up. So, incredible news. There you go. Amazing. One thing I forgot to mention in the early parts of this run, though, is that you've got to watch out for... What's it called? You have to watch out for conduit floors. Because of the sketches, you need to plan around that at least a little bit. So keep that in mind. Now, I do like here how we can kind of solve all of this nonsense by just, oh no, something died, and then I just bring back the Steward and go mad with power, which is pretty great in my opinion. Yeah, that's pretty true. Cool. Eventually we get rid of all of these stupid goons and it's going to be a lot easier, but yeah, blast the guy, amazing. Just do a ton of damage here is pretty much the name of the game. Mr. Bogfly, get him, I guess. Cool. Guy in front is huge. He has tons of health, looking good. Now, in this particular instance, I can't actually, like, do what I want, but I can actually ascend the old magic, the bomb out, as bizarre as that is, and it blows up now, which is funny and true. Blow up the bottom floor. Exceptional news. Mid floor is cleared as well. I took a bit of damage, unfortunate, but that's okay. I'm not mad about it. Can certainly get around this to some extent. Yeah, I mean, the guy on bottom crushes Daedalus, and Daedalus is at half health anyway, so I really have very little fear here. Alright, we got it easy. This gets much better when I make copies of this Carver, and I find it intrinsic. Devourer of Death, hilarious. I'm not taking that, certainly not. Wax and Spike is functional. If I want to lean in on Burnout, I do have Purifying Cleanse. I think I would be better off just making a lot more purple cards, though, so I'm going to skip that. Now I'm looking for infusions. The self-infuse is always an option. I could use First of Kin here. I guess you could always go Harvest. It's always true. I could take Tycoon, make a bunch of money, and then Golden Vault everything. It's incredible. I kind of have to decide here if I'm going to take one of these or if I'm going to try to dupe Self-Infuse. And as much as I would love the dupe Self-Infuse here, I really would love that. I also would love it if I could use one of these units I already have, but it's not worth it. This is a bummer. Carver again. Second Carver would be the best. I would also take a Keeper here, but we didn't see that either. Glareminder is not it. Etch. Do I have the etches to make this work? Not really. Not really. Okay. Nailed it. Alright, well, I don't think... With only 3 dupes, so I have the dupe on 5 and the dupe on 8, I can create a third guy. I can create 3 Carvers plus random train steward that I will probably leave in. So realistically, I don't think any of these are great options. I don't hate Wickless Tycoon here. Money is good. I don't mind going in on etches, but I do not have the opening for a lot of support here, and I have to invest a lot in removals. I also don't have any 20 consume targets, so, you know, there's a lot of downsides to this. I could always, I guess, go to this Remnant banner and look for, what, a Baron or something? Baron's probably the best one of the lot. Though, I mean, I guess Lady of the House is okay, too. That's a tough call. The infusion being a challenge. Obviously, I could also just use a Train Steward and get rid of the 515, which is a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. It's not great. I'm not pleased with this, but I think if I'm going to pick anything, I think I like the Tycoon more than I like the Train Steward. Anything I kill on that floor fuels my Golden Vault, which will save me a bunch of health in the end. So I think I'm going to take the Tycoon and we're going to make this work. I have to do my infusion now or I don't get it. So I can't even do the dupe self-infused later. I think I mentioned that vaguely and I was just wrong. So we're going to take Tycoon because it at least has some health. And I think Etch is going to be more difficult than we would like. And this at least, I don't know, this works, I guess, right? I do think we desperately need to take Ember here. I already have a 6th draw from the Winged Steel and we have Curse Fell coming up. So let's not die. Yeah, let's not die. Removals are exceptional. I would love magic shops, but cutting out stuff is really important here, and the Horde could be really good, so we're going to go after that. Remnant Banner says, alright, Lady of the Reformed, Lady of the House. These are not it. I think Tycoon is superior in this particular instance. Horde says, Light's Gift, hilarious. I think I'm just going to grab Guild Marker. Light's Gift doesn't do anything for me. In case anyone's keeping track, I have Sketches of Salvation, so we're going to take Guild Marker. Sure, okay. And I'm going to remove Bogfly, and I'm going to remove a Train Steward. And I'm going to do the infusion right now, because if I don't, I never get a chance to do it again. And that's that. Tycoon into Carver. Sure, it'll work. Purge, I mean, I'll be honest with you, purging Power of Knowledge seems reasonably good. This -2, I could put it in Power of Knowledge, but this card is going to do nothing for me, really, right? Very little value afforded by it. I was hoping for an intrinsic, we did not see it. So the real challenge is I now need to keep Chief alive long enough to get him on that floor. I chose Ascend, not Descend, because that way he'll be at least more useful early, but this makes him more vulnerable. So we want to lean in on Decayer then. As much as I know we're all thinking about Corruptor here, because make number bigger, it's a good pivot. It is a good pivot, I'll give you that. It is good damage to add. I actually think Corruptor Pivot is pretty solid. I'm just worried about his life. If I remove enough trash from this deck, can I make this work? Maybe. And if he dies, I can always Elevator him in afterwards, or Primitive Mold and Purifying Cleanse. Alright, I actually do think the damage scaling from Corruptor is going to be valid because we have a kind of bunk infusion as far as damage goes on Carver. It's going to be a bit slow. We'll take the pivot. I actually think that's fine. Okay. Fair enough. Let's chill a little here. I don't think any of these upgrades are that valuable. And I'm going to go to the magic shop with removals coming up. Alright. Our goal is just to get... Yeah, okay. Ancient Hate I don't care about. I have no spell damage. But... This is... Oh, that's rough. This is very rough here, yeah? Cool, cool, cool. So anyway, I'm going to play Carver first. And then straight up Elevator him onto the floor. And Chief is going to get pummeled. But... it's just gonna have to be it, right? I don't know, like, it's fine, it sucks, but it's going to have to work. Well, I'm gonna at least kill one of these guys. I have to deal with that guy upstairs now, but I think I can get him. Yeah, we can get him, and then we get a Train Steward back, which is fun. And I get a Chief back, which is also fun. Hey, we at least kill one dude, I'll take it. This is going to be a dicey one. We rolled very poorly in our sketches. That said, we did also get a little lucky. In the sense that, even if we rolled poorly... Man, that's good. That's a good hit. Even though we rolled poorly, I'm okay with it, because... I could at least get the Carver on that floor, right? Alright. I have reformed a whole bunch of nonsense here. We have Chief. Chief is chillin', as it were. I do think it's still worth it to incant here. I mean, to inspire here. I want to have that, in fact. Anything that dies on that floor is pretty nifty. Okay, let's get some Fracture down on top floor to prevent that damage coming in. I'm going to go ahead and click the Primitive Mold here, which does a truckload of damage. And then I'm going to ascend the Train Steward up here, as weird as that is, because even though he burns out, or I guess he doesn't have to because of the Purifying Cleanse off the top, I would prefer play the other one down here. I'm doing a good chunk of damage here. Yeah, it's fine. I didn't run the math on that. It's okay. I wanted the money coming out of the mid-floor. I think we survived this no matter what. Yeah, alright. Guy in the back makes it through. Incredible work. Good job. Well done. There's just enough damage shield here that they crunch. And we earn even more money out of it. The frickin' Tycoon investment actually paying off. Unbelievable. Ancient Resonance is a really good card. I cannot get an upgrade for it, unfortunately, but if I can find some -1s, it's at least the best target for them. So we'll grab it. Memories of the Melted is a purple that I'm not mad to have, admittedly. It's okay. It's just a purple card that goes away, I guess. I think I would rather redraw my existing ones. We'll skip this then. Yeah, okay, fine. Goodbye. Got a lot of money out of that at least, which is great. I was thinking about Magic Shop, but truly I must go to the Hellvent. There is no question in my mind. I'm going to go ahead and see if I high roll a cave. Yeah, Heartstone. Incredible. 105 health. Amazing. Now, I do have some healing, so Petrified Heart's not great. Could go Blood for Blood. Don't really need to. I have Golden Vault. So we're just going to overstack the Carver here. And that's incredible, because I'm immediately going to dupe the Carver. That is my plan. Just make another one of those goons. I'm going to do this again as well. My hope is that eventually I can cut these other train stewards. I need to remove 3 of them. Rough. But we can go to his magic shop next time, and we'll be okay. Don't take money. I'm very risky. Avoid risk right now. We can just double up on relics later and take that in order to hit 100. Stay sub 80 here, for sure. Seal of Aggression. That's terrifying, buddy. I don't know how to feel about that. I think we can get away with it because sketches, and I have a bajillion gold right now, thanks to Golden Vault stuff. We got at least one of them on there. Sure. At least one of them made it onto the floor. Well done, y'all. Well done. Cool. This is actually relevant because we managed to kill both of the frontline guys. Cool. Incredible work, team. Blast downstairs because it's good to do it. I really want money. As it turns out, I really like money. I'm willing to risk 30 gold for, or what is it, 50 gold for the 75 here. He's dead anyway. Incredible work. Can we kill? Amazing. I can actually keep Chief alive even, which is kind of crazy. Never mind. Math did not check out in my favor. I just was like, I can do this, and then it did not actually happen. Alright, no problem, because you know what's going to happen now? Now I go into the mid-floor, and I whiff entirely on this action. Amazing. We're going to elevator this thing in. Oh, now I high roll the next one. So we drop Chief. I really, really would like to kill that guy in back, so we're going to do that. Okay, amazing. This is extremely jank. I'm actually just going to play the other Carver upstairs to kill that guy upstairs and be happy about it. 10-10 gets the kill, 44-44. I could do some damage to this guy. I think it's better to reform and play the thing downstairs. Yeah, we don't hit it, but that's okay. The guy walks upstairs and gets killed there. It's not terrible. I'll take it. We're going to blast downstairs, but I'm going to start with a reform to get Chief, which does just blast a bunch. And that's cool by me. Health middle, sure. His power of knowledge is truly dead to me. I think we win on middle just because I have so much health on the floor. Yeah, we get out of it just because I have the stats. Cool. Great work. We actually make a bunch of money here because of the harvests. We'll clean this up. Karuska. Karuska is exceptional because I did take a proclamation that's very powerful. I will take this. Force Contamination is now both purple and Karuska empowered, so we're going to click that for sure. Engulfed in Smoke is a ridiculously good card that I will click. Alright, good. Go Magic Shop. 100%. Removals are important. Grab the Relic. Lost Luggage makes the likelihood that I hit the Ascend on Old Magic pretty high, so we're going to grab that. The removals here are obvious. We drop Train Steward and Train Steward. I think I am going to purchase another removal as well, because I have the money, and I would be stupid not to do that, in my opinion. Just try to hit the 4 guys all at once, okay? It's important. Permafrost is fun, but not that useful. I want a -1. I'm going to -1 the I want to go to a bunch of magic shops. Fortunately, one does line up, but if I were going to pick the most important cards here, it would be like Ancient Resonance, -1/-1. I think that's accurate. I'm going to buy a removal on Power of Knowledge. This card is truly astronomically bad right now. Permafrost is not terrible, but I don't think it's the answer. If I see a holdover, it's going into Proclamation. We're going to re-roll. Remove Consume, not it. Make Ancient Resonance free. This card is nuts. I also think there is value in removing trash that I don't want. Trying to think what that includes, but, you know, it's like a Purifying Cleanse, maybe. I don't hate this card, but it's not good either. I'm going to save this right now because I can just rely on Golden Vault in a big way. And maybe I go to this trinket shop. Yeah, I think we completely blast Fel at this point. I could also just leave Corruptor and Decayer on the bottom floor for a couple turns, being honest with you, right? Like, I could just actually do that. I mean, we actually do hit. So you just drop Chief, and you just go, alright, peace out. And then we evac, murder the guy downstairs, play the curse, and chill. And it's fine. Cool. Now, I am interested in trying to stop at least some bad stuff. So we do that. Yeah, these Purifying Cleanses probably need to go, right? I think it's true. Alright, play the one curse out. In mid-floor, we are super going to go in. Yeah, alright. Play out stuff. Take some health. This is actually okay because it also generates echoes, which is fun. And I think we're going to just play the melee weakness on Fel. We avoid curses, which is important. I get a really good turn here, which I'm very pleased with. Honestly, great news. This is a huge turn. I'm going to stop the curse coming in next turn at least, but we have a very powerful turn there thanks to that melee weakness. I feel reasonably certain that we win from this position, right? I think we get it. Yeah, I think we get it. Cool. Good. Mid-floor is clear. I need to remove those Purifying Cleanses. They are on the chopping block, for sure. Okay. Melee weakness. Again, we click it onto the Fel. I'm going to go ahead and slam bottom floor to get rid of some of these back lines. They spook me. We're going to click purples. Then I'm just going to go ahead and engulf in smoke here because, obviously, I may as well stop all damage coming in. I actually don't want to click Proclamation because it's better if one of my guys in back... Bizarre. It's better if one of my guys in back actually does this hit, right? I do want an Ancient Resonance here. That's correct. And then we force Contamination, and we actually kill Fel on this turn. Yep. There it is. Bam. Alright, good job. Cool. Excellent work. I had to think about the numbers there, but it did pan out in our favor. Remnant Pact is bad. Wurmkin Etchings I don't care about. Intent on Death I do not care about. We move on. This is as simple as card draw, I think. We have the Ember we need right now, so just hit more cards. Good. I guess I'll look at a trinket shop. There is a lot of stuff they could show me that would be kind of cool. Sure, why not? I don't need the steel shop, that's for sure. Alright. Let's see, we get Conscription Notice, hilarious. Very funny. I think it would cost 2 Ember in this. Don't ever click Conscription Notice here. I will point out we want to look at the cave before the Pyramanes. I might sacrifice health and then get it back. Yeah, like exactly this, right? Behold. Resin block? I mean, we'll take it, but I don't actually think... Well, I'll click it. I think it's better than 25 gold, that's for sure, but kind of a... Well, it's fine. A bizarre relic. Base charge is excellent, especially because base charge after sketches, they fire at the same time, means that I actually get immediately 2 Inspire triggers. So that's pretty cool. We're going to click base charge there. Amazing. And I am going to go double Corruptor here. I think this is well worth it. All right. Reroll the shop. Echo Seedling? What do I have that's consumed? Literally nothing. Great. Mark of a Champion, pretty dead. Flicker's Liquor, hilarious and pointless. I do think we want to cut the Purifying Cleanses here. They are getting in the way. Quite a bit. I'll cut them. I'll keep one, because you never know, right? You never actually know. It's true. I could always make this removal later. I feel like we've removed enough for now. Let's move on. I'll take the 10. I'll take 15 from the Hellvent next floor, and then I think we chill. That'll be a 110. We definitely want to keep patient under the threshold of trample. Anyway, I'm going to click Mark of Invasion and just let those 6 guys upstairs walk on me, because if they hit me for 6 times, which is 150 gold, but I earn 400 gold from this, so it is still a net positive. I have Golden Vault, as you may recall. Also, there is the non-zero possibility that I just earn a ton of gold from killing these guys. Also, just high roll Ancient Resonance. The game is so easy. Unbelievable. And we Elevator Chief up immediately. Except I want to start by fracturing the floor, then elevatoring it so they all die. In fact, I can even go Engulfed in Smoke here. Man, this... Unreal. This is cool. That's a lot of money we just picked up for basically free. Essentially free. 100%. Amazing. We're doing great here. I'm just going to tell it like it is. We're doing excellent. I don't mind denying myself 5 gold here and there to stop a bajillion damage coming in. Just being honest with you. So there's that. Ah, interesting. Stealth is your friend, which means I can actually just play all of these up here, which is cool. Good. I'm gonna elevator an enemy, as strange as that sounds. Yeah, you just click a bunch of cards here, generate everything. Yeah, a lot of things die, but I make tons of cash right now, which is awesome. We click Ancient Resonance, very cool. I'm gonna reform Mr. Train Steward and let him die. It's also very cool. Anything that dies on mid-floor is free real estate. It's just money. And it's really good money. Let me be clear about that. It's real great having it. We're definitely winning this combat. Excellent work. If I can get the... Interesting. If I can get... Trying to think what I want to say here. If I can get a holdover or some kind of consistency on Engulfed in Smoke, I think we do super have it on lock. Interesting, interesting. I'm going to kill the guys in the back downstairs because I think not doing so would be a mistake. And then I think we just crush up here. I mean, I didn't know I would draw the Engulfed in Smoke. I did lose a little bit of value there, but that's okay. I actually think I lost 10 gold there because I killed too fast right now, but that's okay. I'm not honestly that pressed about it. We have a ton of cash. Total Recall, Broken Memories, Soul Cripple, skip it for money, it's fine. Density is all that matters, skip this Melting card as well. Yeah, none of it's good. Cool, we go to the dupe, amazing, high-powered, take more money, duplicate the Carver one last time, immediately cut a Train Steward because that is the most important decision I could make. We will leave the other guy in because there's no reason not to. Improved Firebox plus Lost Luggage makes for a very good opening turn. Recall that I do have Guild Marker somewhere in here, so I should probably leverage that if I can. Double stack. That's a great solution to the whole Engulfed in Smoke problem, isn't it? The nice thing about this is I only have to give it the 1/-1, and that's a big swing. Yeah, great. I'm going to 20 consume the Purifying Cleanse so I don't have to remove it. Then if I need it, I can just send it. Reroll this. Holdover. Alright, we have a holdover. I mean, I'm going to holdover Proclamation. This kills an enemy, generates an echo, right? Well, actually, it is net neutral on echoes, but it is 2 inspire triggers, which is awesome. This is a very high-powered pickup. Happy to use that. The -1 here is, honestly, I mean, old magic, I guess. Happy to just kind of play this whenever I see it. It's kind of a weird card. I think I would rather put this into an inspire trigger, so let's put it in primitive mold, actually. Cool. I have a lot of money. Much of this I think I am just going to sit on. I will take Vapor Funnel, I suppose. Sure, why not? I think that's fine. Waxer Snuffer does nothing. I re-roll. Iron Drop Cage? I could use the old magic as a daze now? I'll consider it. I'm taking this Rated Mandibles for 175. I mean, weaponizing the old magic is kind of cheeky. It's actually good on Patient. Alright, you got me. I'll click it. Spent a lot of money there. I'm going to take the money in the middle because it keeps me under 120, and I do think that 3 free hits here is pretty good, or 4 free hits from Golden Vault is pretty neat. And I think we chill here because there's just nothing else for me to do that matters. Cool, Patient at 120 out of 100 on Steward stack. I think we've got this. There's really not that much that can go wrong. It's very straightforward Ring 8. Huge value. We even got the Train Steward in front. Amazing. Awesome, in fact. Cool. So just click cards, I suppose. It's fine. I'm going to blast on middle. There's no reason not to. We draw something here. That's fine. Not terribly worried about it. Yeah, we're fine. Doing okay. Yeah, all good. I do think the Inspire triggers are high-powered here, even though I am incanting him, because he's getting 23 Reap, which is great. And he just slams a damage shield here, which is funny. Bop. Good job, bud. Great. Alright, now I need to ascend my guy. Thank you. Save the chief. Amazing. Good work, team. We just click a truckload of stuff. And then I actually blast on bottom. And I think we're going to... He comes up here and he hits the damage shield again. Because... Yeah, incredible work. Cool, my guy is going to pass away. He is taking a truckload of damage here and then just cannot even hit with my 4 stealth. 1,800 damage, which is... Yeah, we easy beat Patient. I have no fear about any of this, huh? A nice casual combat, in my opinion. I don't really have to do anything too fancy here, right? The damage shield on the Train Steward just face tanks everything. He doesn't even get trample. Yeah, this is a joke, right? This is an absolute crush in such massive fashion that I have no fear. Cool. I'm pretty sure if I ascend this fella here, I get the kill. Yeah, great news. Alright, goodbye, Patient. Cool. Excellent work. I was just thinking, I was like, if I just get one more hit, right, it's fine. Great. Pre-Relentless Patient, very straightforward. The guy stood no chance. If that's how Patient looks, then Divinity is going to be even sillier. This is going to be good. Now, we didn't get the golden order of the Train Steward in front, but that's okay. We do at least get Chief immediately, which is huge, and the Engulfed in Smoke. So we are, as they say in the industry, fully online. The goal being I just unload on this floor, right? There's really nothing else to it. We do 1,500 to the Divinity immediately, which is awesome. Yeah, that seems good. Cool, so we just load up here first. The reason I'm doing this is so that I can have a more high-powered Ancient Resonance, which is awesome. Cool, we do a casual 1150 to the Divinity here. We're also generating a ton of gold, which is awesome. Proclamation OP kills that heavy immediately. And the rest of this is just I want to do additional damage to the boss. Great, another casual 700. Finally, I think I run out of stealth, maybe. Hard to say. All good. We clear the floor with no issues whatsoever. Cool. Easy, honestly. Looking good. Then we get a 320 punch in the back. Yeah, this is very straightforward, I would say. We have crushed the combat. Yeah, it's fine. We just click some cards. And we almost win on this turn. I think we actually guarantee win next turn. Simply by virtue of, like, pressing end turn. Yeah, okay, we did it. Good job. Cool. Well done. This was silly. Incredible news. Yeah, very silly. Excellent work. We just bonk them out. Good job. A very straightforward run. We had all the pieces. Divinity stood next to no chance there. Patient, neither. Once we had 3 of those guys on the floor, things were really golden. The Tycoon Infusion, pretty bizarre, but with an early Golden Vault and a guild marker, I was not mad about it. Kind of a strange pseudo money generator run. But I mean, this is exactly what we're talking about. Look at that score, 70k. Wow. This is why you do this, right? This is, if you play this expert challenge correctly, this is a pure net positive. You just start with sketches. It's a free relic. Now, obviously, this was also very punishing. Remember at the beginning, I said this might be an L just straight out of the gate. I might just lose. We ended up obviously doing fine, but this could have gone bad if a few things. One, didn't find a good target for sketches. Right? They could have easily just shown me like double eggs or something, and that would have been awful. I might have tried, and it would have failed. If I'd missed the multi-strike is the other big one. Seeing the multi-strike when I did before I got to that first dupe, critical. Mission critical for success. A few hits there went a long way. Now, that said, we might have still been able to muscle through it because of the old magic with the help of Decayer 3. So what I would have done instead in that particular case is with fewer hits on the floor, I go all in Decayer, ascend old magic to get Chief on the floor, and then use Decayer to kill waves and hope that I have enough raw stats to win Relentless. So I think we could have actually still done it even if I had missed the multi-strike by virtue of just using Chief, right? Decayer does a lot of the heavy lifting there. Pretty strong. I'll admit I didn't really use the Iron Drop Cage all that much. It did not matter. We were so strong, we overwhelmed everything. But once we had, I mean, Holdover Proclamation with Tenon Piercing and the Karuska, double Inspire triggers, loading your floor with Echoes. It's a net neutral on purple, right? It's extract 2, but it gives 2. So as long as you have the initial cost, you're golden. And just generates so much power. It's a lot of scaling, but also we had a ton of money here too, which is very relevant because this could have very easily turned into, I don't know, leak a mini boss and then send him to the pyre and it's all good. So pretty cool, actually. A very strange sketches variant, but we take these. And yeah, random train steward makes it to the end because obviously he does. Advanced prototype sketches, nothing else better to do with it, and that's it. So it's a lot of relics too if you look at the raw number of them here. So yeah, it's a good clan combo for it. I think you could have success with the sentient variant as well, but I do feel good about this. This ended up paying out in the end, and yeah, I will let you go there. Incredible work, team. We did it. So yeah, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.